In Warrington, Alison Ryan and her neighbours felt their lives were being ruined after the street's new arrivals started using the house next door as a brothel.
It was affecting a lot of people, more so, I think, me, because I knew what was going on.
But with the brothel's business booming, the girls were now working 24/7. Outraged by their brazen behaviour, Alison contacted the police.
It made me pretty angry, to be honest with you. I'm thinking, they're going to have to go. They're going to have, I can't put up with that. They're going to have to go. Can't put up with it anymore.
Would Alison and their neighbours' bid to get the brothel closed down and restore peace to their street be a success?
It went through the courts, through the legal process that it had to go through. They got granted the antisocial behaviour order.
The order prohibited anyone from using the property. Alison was over the moon.
That first night, after it had been served, they actually started to pack the car up. One of the girls brought out her little things with all the designer bags and all that, put all the cars in there. Off she went.
The property has been boarded up, and Alison is more than relieved to see the back of her naughty neighbours.
Now they've gone, there isn't going to be any more dirty garbage on tissues floating down the backs of the houses. Yeah, I'm going to be able to sleep now without all this going. Have you finished yet? Have you finished?
In Swindon, Jo Wilson and her neighbours were at their wits' end after their new neighbour, Lily Goddard, had assembled a collection of caravans on her property, quickly turning it into a trailer park.
We're getting more and more frustrated. The council have stopped responding to all of us.
Sick of seeing the huge eyesore Lily has created day in, day out, the community have come together with a hope that they will find out just how many people are living in the property and when the eyesore will finally be cleared up.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for turning up.
With the help of local political activist Martin Costello, a community meeting is in full swing.
Everybody else here lives by the law of this land.
It ain't on. Enough's enough. You're turning this area into a doss ground.
Lily Goddard is invited. But will she be brave enough to actually attend? To everyone's amazement, Lily has turned up. And she's ready to face the music.
Yeah, if you want to come up. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you very much for coming up. That's not an easy thing to do, this.
Yeah, hello. My name is Lily Goddard, and my situation is really very sad. That I was living in a different area previously, where the neighbors were very similar, and it just made my life, hate. And I decided that I cannot take it anymore, and I moved to another area.
But you do understand the reason people gathered here tonight is they don't want the container, freight, and big caravans in the garden. So do you understand that that's the reason they're here tonight?
I absolutely understand. However...
Do you know that you actually need planning permission to have a mobile home? Did you speak to the council about this?
The council was writing me an email. However, I requested that they should provide me the paragraph for that law, that a caravan needs a planning permission, and they haven't got back to me. So,
really?
Yeah, no, that's my reason.
As Lily hadn't heard from the council, she believes she has every right to live in her static caravan outside her property.
It's Section 55 of the Town and Country Planning Act that says if you have a mobile home in your back garden, you're making any substantial building operations to it, like installing insulation, you require planning permission. That is the law. The other law that you're breaking is the Environment Act 1990.
You will not allow the caravan in your garden. That's your own council's rules. She's broke it. Just go in there, get them out, and tell them to tidy it up, and it's done.
We just want you to do the same as everybody else and live by the law of this land.
But the burning question is, just how many people are living in Lily's property?
What do you say about the allegations that people were saying that this is a house of multiple occupants? Who lives in the house at the moment then?
There is, there is one tenant, and also I have now a nanny.
2 people live in the house?
Yes.
Okay. People claiming there's more that live there.
It's not what I'm
Does someone
aware
live in the caravan next to it as well?
No, I was, giving to a friend to use to store there his personal belongings.
Oh, right, you're giving it to a friend to store their personal belongings in.
Yeah, is that?
You told me there's 4 people living in your house. No,
I think it's absolutely...
She's trying to sob story. There's 5 people in that house.
My biggest question to you as well is if that house is not fit for you and your children to live in, why is it fit for people to live in to pay rent?
There is a different requirement for children.
The thing is, the money that's been spent on the mobile home, the caravan, the shipping container, delivering all of that, and all the multiple building materials you have surrounding your house, why didn't you spend that money on putting some new radiators in? Because that would have been more.
I got some quotes, it probably takes £10,000, to do up the house, and the caravan was costing £2,500, and the shipping container was £500, and that was the maximum. If I could afford, to live in the house, I would do.
Oh, right, okay.
What can we do to help you to move that from the garden so we can make the neighbor relations a bit better?
I think it could help me, to put up a big fence.
I want to help you, but also help the residents.
How long do you envisage the mobile home and the shipping container to remain there?
I think every construction site should, have the right to have a shipping container for storing building materials
Really?
and tools. And I don't know how long it will be.
See if you can try between 1 month and 3 months to remove the large caravan and remove the container freight. Could you do that?
I cannot make promises.
They should have stopped saying...
Best of luck, Joe, but I'm not listening. I will, sweetheart, I'll get down. Good luck, everybody. Keep up. I can't listen to anyone as well.
One thing we are going to do, we are not going to give up until this is gone.
With the meeting ending in chaos and no real promises from Lily as to when she will remove her caravans and shipping container, both the neighbours and Lily are left frustrated.
Everyone, people just don't understand me. I tried my best, but, what can I do? They just didn't want it to listen, that, they didn't want it to see that, my situation.
The meeting went very, very well. I am absolutely amazed by the amount of people that turned up. And then when it does go to press with our local paper very shortly, I think, pardon the French, the shit will hit the fan. So I do believe in the next week or so, something will start happening. People aren't going to let this go.
Since being filmed in February 2020, Lily has not removed any of the structures or rubbish from her property. The council maintain that they are investigating.